Let's see what question we are answering. We each have a minute or two to answer.
One.
Oh, I rolled in
can't
that
be a good
one.
sign.
Ooh, I like this question. If you could add one class to D&D, what would it be? This is definitely just because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. So in AD&D, classes was like less of a thing. It was more like you kind of just like picked a race, and then generally they kind of like went a little like you actually picked a race or a class basically.
Right.
You couldn't be like a half orc barbarian. You were either a half orc or you were a barbarian. And the thing that I really kind of miss a lot is the way that halflings used to play in old D&D. Basically, their only thing going for them is that they are hard to find. They are very good at hiding.
Yeah.
They're like really good at like stealing, like kind of like not like stealing in a rogue way, but like they're good at like sneaking around a little bit, nimble, and they're very lucky and like kind of charismatic and like charming and good at like having resources go a long way. I feel like it's not exactly a bard and it's like not exactly a rogue. Like I feel like I want there to be a class that's like I don't even know what you would call it, like a pilgrim or something, like someone who like
Along for the ride,
like a wanderer, someone who's like along for the ride, but then you could still find some cool abilities that you could build maybe around them creating like good synergy amongst like a party, or maybe they can make like your short rest or your long rest better. It's kind of similar
It's like
to
utility support type
utility
class.
support. So in some ways like similar to Bard, but I think like Bard has gone like very kind of hard down this route of like performer, charismatic kind of thing. And I'd kind of be looking for someone who's a little bit like a bumbler, like someone who just is kind of like going along through the adventure, and they have kind of like a task, and they like tend to be kind of like lucky and like good at kind of like getting through situations, but maybe less of like a trained warrior.
I think it'd be cool to explore more with possession, you know?
Oh, that's
like
cool.
maybe some kind of cursed one class where
like
you
that.
could get certain abilities or benefits from being possessed.
Well, and it could even see like there could even be a subclass of that's more like lycanthropy, like a werewolf thing.
Yeah,
Because I've seen
like the blood hunter.
I think a lot of people want to play some kind of like a
That'd be
shape
sick.
changer or something,
Right.
but I think that people struggle to do it. Even I've even had games where people have been bitten by werewolves. I'm a player in a game right now that like lycanthropy is a big deal, and it's honestly just a little challenging to roleplay. Like it's just a little bit like
is.
I don't quite know, and it would be cool to have some kind of a subclass that like is built like that.
Well, yeah,
That's a good
just
idea.
you could just have a possession class where it's
Right.
like, oh, were you bit by a werewolf as a subclass? Were you
Right.
bit by a
Right.
vampire as
Are
a
you
subclass?
possessed
Possessed
by
by
a
a
ghost
ghost?
or like an ancient
like
spirit or
what
something?
is
That's cool.
controlling you?
I like
Yeah.
that. That's a strong idea. I think that's cool.
I think it'd be really fun to have like a golf caddy kind of like
like a squire.
like
Yeah.
a
that
squire,
would be
someone
really fun.
who's like doesn't do
Yeah.
anything in combat but just facilitates other people. So it's like almost like, okay, the wizard and the sorcerer and like all these other people have these things that they can do, but maybe it requires a lot of effort or prep. And they can't just do it on their own, or like maybe there are certain tools that are required for combat that different people could use at different times to like create all these cool scenarios. I think it would be really fun to have someone whose like main role is to just go around and like avoid everything they
that's
can and just
totally.
support people.
That's a rad idea, because you could have like if there was like an actual ability to be like distract in a
Yeah.
way that would give like a rogue an even more powerful sneak attack.
Yeah.
Or if there was a thing of like, oh, I can like use this item. I'm standing behind the wizard and I can use this item to add a certain amount of extra damage dice to the next spell that they cast. Like there could be interesting like combos like that where you're like,
Yeah.
my whole thing is to kind of like set up these like power moves.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
We'll call it the golf
The
caddy.
golf caddy.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it'd be cool. Like
The squire was
if you had,
probably
like, a
better.
trapper subclass or something. Like I could see him scurrying around, like throwing marbles on the ground, and just like try and help in any non-combat way.
Yeah.
You gotta find something to do with that 1,000 ball bearings.
There you
Yeah,
go.
those
That's-
1,000 balls.